right, now it's time to go take a look into an actual project. So for this one, we're going to go check out the Mary Higgins project. When we open up a project, we've got a bunch of information here that we're going to go over relatively quick. It's all pretty straightforward, all pretty simple. We try to give you guys the absolute bare minimum information necessary to get the best job done. So we'll start here at the top left. We're going to start with the customer information, first name, last name, and address. Here's the contact information. If there is a second borrower on the job, you'll see a second borrower here. Typically, husband and wife are going to pop up, both separate numbers, both separate emails. Sometimes when you can't get a hold of one, you can get a hold of the other, and vice versa. Here we've got the project location. This is also a good place to see the lockbox combo, or maybe an alarm combo, if there is one. And then a click here gives you a click to the property on like Zillow or Trulia or one of the above. Whenever we check out projects, it's always nice to be able to see what house we're looking at. That way when we show up, we've got a pretty good idea what that house looks like, and we don't have to wander around trying to figure it out. Next step down here, all of these projects are going to have a lender. So we've got our lender information here. And any project, or most of the projects rather, that are a new purchase rather than a rental refi are going to have a realtor. So in the additional partner section, it's a quick one tap to a phone call if you're on a phone, and it's a quick one tap to an email on any device that you might be on. Down here we've got our map section. This is a great location for you to see what the project looks like from a location standpoint. Really easy to give it a couple zooms out and see where you're tracking, and then just the opposite, see exactly where that home is. You can also hit the view larger map. This will take you into Google Maps, where you can start viewing by direction and see how far away you are. So just a nice bonus feature here for you. Up here we've got our loan details. Loan details are going to talk about things that relate to the actual loan itself and how it works. So first one, who's the lender? We've got Blue Sky Lending here. Is there a co-borrower? The answer is no, which is why we've only got one customer contact here. Funding wise, you'll see this is FHA 203K. There are other options here like conventional financing, USDA, VA. Each of these different funding options has slightly different rules to it. So for you, the contractor, knowing which one you're getting into is helpful. The project type here, we've got a reno refi. So on this type of project, a realtor won't be necessary. Suggested draws. You guys will learn a little bit more about draws, but this is the location where the HUD Consultant has recommended the number of draws available for the job. So if there's only 3 draws, this means it's a relatively small project. Down here, you're going to see a percentage of how much is in reserves. So this is a percent of the total renovation cost. So $100,000 renovation, you're going to have $10,000 in reserves. These reserve costs, or reserve fees rather, are used for hazardous, safety, or other kind of big issues that pop up that were unforeseen. So when you walk through the project the first time, created your bid, maybe you hadn't got that wall removed yet, and when you did, you found mold or you found termites, or these are for the unforeseen change orders. The contingency amount will pop up here. Again, it's going to be a percentage of the total renovation cost. Here you're going to find your project scope. So this is the summary that the HUD Consultant gave to your project. This is more for the lender, but here's well for you, just so you can kind of see how the HUD Consultant, the client, and the lender are all viewing the project. The budget range section is found here. This is really for the HUD Consultant side of things, but it's based off of your original bid, and this allows us to know, what kind of fees we're going to have to bill that client for. The next section, if you're working with a makeover estimator, you'll see that estimate here. In this case, we're not, and the bid builder option is available. So all of these loans require that your bid come in a specific format. If for some reason your bid isn't already in that format, our bid builder application is a really easy, really simple way for you to take your current bid and convert it into the proper format. And we'll go over that in another video. Here we've got the SOR write-up. So once the bid is put together and converted into that SOR, which is basically the lender speak of your bid, you can review that here. That's also where we're going to derive all of our draws and change order money from. As we scroll back up to the top, we've got our tasks and alerts. Again, the only items that are going to pop up in here are items that mean we're waiting on something from you. So maybe we're waiting on you to sign some paperwork. Maybe we're waiting on you to request a draw. Whatever it might be, these tasks and alerts are things that are going to be a requirement of you. Here's information for your HUD consultant. Anytime you have a question about the job, what can be done, what can't be done, anything that the lender and the client cannot answer, the HUD consultant is going to be your resource. So again, if you're on a phone, you're a quick button away, or you can click here and email that HUD consultant as well. Just a one click pops up, you can email right from here. Here is the estimator location. Again, if you're working with a makeover estimator, this is where you'll see that information, and we'll have a video about that later. Here you'll find yourself as the assigned contractor. And then the last two sections are the draws and change orders. So this is going to be a long tallied list of dates and what number draw and how much money on each draw was asked for. And this is also going to be where you come to request a draw. You do that by hitting these plus buttons. Right below that, same thing, change order. If you run into something that was an unforeseen or the client changed their mind, this is going to be the location that you come and find that. Your remaining balance will be here, and your list of change orders will pop up down here as we go through. So same thing, hit the plus, requests a draw, and lets us know that you are in need of a change order. So this is the project page, and this is where you're going to spend most of your time when trying to go and look for contact info, or most importantly, requesting those draws when you're ready to get some money in the door.